こんにちは、アンセムです。エンデラル・フォーゴットン・ストーリーズの SE のクエスト、過去の手がかりの一部。あれ、米印って難易度か。すぐ近くにあるんだけど、ドレッシュ難易度2。これ1個やっときますかね。道がないか、獣が。キジだ。あれ、セリーンさん攻撃しないんだ。ありがとう。アマンダちゃん。アマンダちゃん。あれ、アルケイン熱。アルケイン熱治ったんじゃないのかい？上か。あそこにいる。メレ、あれ、行き過ぎた。17。
Please, have mercy. I beg you.
ありがとう、アマンダちゃんは。これか。ルーン刻印の探検。壺秋。ほうほう。あともらえるものは魔法薬目がちゃんと見てるね。横目になると、うわー、マジですか。せっかく宝箱があっても、いや、せっかく宝箱見つけたのに開けられないんだってさ。おう。 上の段。へえ。本たくさん買って精鋭しとかんといかんじゃん。ということでアークに戻りますか。よしよし。お、いたいた。へん、遊んでやるか。ぐいぐい。よしよしよしよし。尻尾トーン。お、動く、乗ってるってことだ。怒られちゃう。はい。道しるべないかな。お、絵描きさんが。あった。市場。あったっけ。
Walk blessed, my friend. You look disheartened. I have just the...
あら、あらあら、なんか勝手にクエストが発生してしまったよ。宿は偉人地区ですね。
As I said, the offer stands.
あ、いたい
Just
た。
think about
Yes,
I will. Take care.
what you can find
Hey, you came. Come on, take a seat.
in my laboratory.
So, tell me, how are you holding up? You must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country. Now, a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old bushy beard.
うん、大丈夫。金とあげてくれてありがとう。
Well, that's good to hear. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I figure it must be quite the change from Nera.
はい。かいつまんで話すとこうね。
Shoot. Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women.
一番下選んどっかな。赤い陶器ね、気にしないよね。
Yeah, you don't. No, I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderal, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Calais next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter.
綺麗にいくの？まだ仕事中なのものがあるんだけど。
Well, this entire thing was more coincidence than planned anyhow. The order needed someone with skill and discretion. I was around. End of story. I never intended to stick around for much longer. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garments so we may both bathe in Malthus' holy light. Actually, not that bad, don't you think?
まあ、それっぽいかな。
Oh, you're too kind. But you know, at the end of the day, I guess I probably lack both the pathos and the idealism for such a profession. You know, I'm aware of how these esteemed keepers up there talk about sellswords like me. I can save 30 virgins from a Myrodon rampage. At the end of the day, they always say I did it for the money, because I wanted to bed the women, or whatever. I'm driven by inferior motives. Well, no matter what their actions end in, they are good guys because they do things for the right reasons. If only they'd understand that it's results that matter, not intentions. What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else.
何が言いたいの？
I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits, but at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose who are the really dangerous ones. They don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. All they'll have to do for the capable hate monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this person. And presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, their religion, or whatever they thought of this time. It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy.
Yes. この選択肢がいっぱいあるのは何なんだろうな。次へ押すとどうなっちゃうの？
Really? I very much enjoyed our talk, but this should kill at least before the first crack tomorrow. I want some more time to think about it.
じゃあまたね。スタミナがすぐなくなっちゃうか。瞑想しないとな。
Yes, of course you'd say that.
とりあえず外に出る。時間がわかんないな。
I'll wait for you.
はい。
What I'm trying to say is, stay away from volunteers.
Noble
Stop
citizen,
ignoring me!
lick your lips in untamed desire as the ambrosial smells of our unrivaled fresh and tasty bread caresses your nostrils.
ああ、これで。
Ah, there you are. Magister Karus has been looking for you.
Carus? Why's that?
I don't know, but I think it's about the tome he wanted you to transcribe.
I thought... well,
Go on, my light. My glimmer.
This just doesn't make any sense. Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it.
Now, if it
Hello.
isn't the prodigy, well...
リシャリーに儀式してもらいました。ラシェングラードはいろいろ問題ありましたよ。
Unreliable. That's what they
Yes,
are,
I know.
all of them.
She's already told me everything. Good work. Even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
はあはあ。
Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it.
その人はどこに？
In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
宝の地図？習熟ポイントプラス2。宝の地図。いや、これでいい。
Very well. Now get a move. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
See you. あ
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
なんかクエストが入り乱れちゃってるね。これじゃね。あ、これ続きか。これは2つ勝手に入ってきたね。左手方向、真ん中のあれ通っていくのか。マーカーがあっか。
Well met. Need something?
何も言わない。入っちゃった。さて、お目当ての人は
I can entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Nereid's friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Tilo, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Tilo, back then in Kira.
Natara, the mission will happen. I'm sorry.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Theodore Aranthea, son of Lorios I and Grandmaster of the Order. I'm honored to meet you. What is your name?
Anneshem. あなたと話をしたかった。あなたは私と話をしたかった。
Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable.
赤い狂気のことですかね。
Among other things, yes.
他にもある。
I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Veen is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I.
幻覚のことですね。
I do, and I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Veen, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthea. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me.
でも逃げてみたんですね。
Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time, the dreams. I always saw the same blaring, terrible light, heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me.
です。
Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time, I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Veen, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about them, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory.
一つ共有された記憶。そう、由来すると考えているんですか。
The collective subconscious. Yes, I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images, so we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans.
発掘現場。オードラシェングラードン。そんなのがいろいろ見つかってるんですかね。
Three things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, Everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end.
上を選択するか。
I see why you would say that, and I felt the same way for a very long time too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe, the two castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos, and then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing.
話長いからもうこれね、私の力の由来は一体。
Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well.
まあ私みたいな人も繰り返し現れるっていうこと？
Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophetess.
私が預言者となる運命。
It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. どれを選んでもどうなるかわからん。 I do not know. Firesmouth the Mage has told me your story. And even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant before your change. So maybe everyone can become an emissary. We simply have not understood the pattern yet.
ああ、どっちか。
No, as I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice.
定義、一体何？
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. As, on the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future.
それから未来へ。どういう意味なんだろう？
Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us. And it is why I want your help.
ああ、長い。
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our order, and to do so, you have to pass a test, a trial. It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the scholar are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival.
2人のミラーナーに誰のこと？
I have only a slight acquaintance with them. However, I know that they're both very talented and have been working hard toward the test. But see them for yourself. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood, they will be waiting for you there. Take the Myrid, talk to Sigurd Master Baltar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Oh, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter, if and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. No, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
あ、多いんだろう。その1が終わった。長かったね。あれこれでも負けてないの？神聖なるオーダーの敷地内。はい。大いなるものの一部、かっこその1、終了しました。今回は、 ここまでといたします。ではまた。